All right, so I'm doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. Let's do this. This being a YouTube channel, I be seeing a lot of shit, and I feel like I gotta speak on the shit that I see. I really feel like the mainstream media doesn't tell the truth. They have a tendency to sensationalize a lot of things. At the end of the day, it's a form of entertainment, and they need eyeballs. They need to make money, and for them to make money, they need the eyeballs. So they're only going to get things on the news that will get those eyeballs to get their money. So a lot of times they're not even discussing the real things that need to actually be projected out into our society. So with that being said, I want to be able to create a space that counters that. In this space here, we're going to be very, very pro-black. A lot of the discussions and topics and conversations that I want to start are going to be about my blackness. Not sorry. I know some people get kind of weirded out when they talk specifically about like who they are, but it's like I'm a black person living a black experience. That's really the only perspective that I can speak from. I can't speak on the behalf of women. I can't speak on the behalf of Latinx people because that's not my experience. So a lot of things are going to be very much from the opinion, the experience and the perspective of a black man. Also, there will be intersectionality here because I also am a gay black man. So I really just want to be able to create a space where we can all speak freely about our black grievances and discuss our shared experiences. Um, you know, create a healthy dialogue about our blackness. Just a quick background about me. I'm a black American. I was born and raised in California. I just turned 30 in December, so I'm a Sagittarius. We're people persons. But just don't fuck with us. And then you'll start seeing that kind of like Scorpio thing that people kind of get confused with me. Like, are you a Scorpio or Sagittarius? I'm like, no. I can hang around Scorpios. I know how they operate because when you fuck over a Sagittarius, we kind of turn into a Scorpio. So I understand the confusion. But yeah, I just turned 30, so this is also kind of part of a new venture for me as well, of something where I just want to branch out to and manifest my thoughts and ideas out into the universe. And YouTube is going to be the way I'm doing it. But I'll divulge more about who I am in later videos. But I want to start off this channel with a review for Solange's latest album, When I Get Home. I love her. I love Solange. I've always been a fan of Beyonce, DC3, DC4. Yeah, I remember motherfuckers be out here acting like they forgot about Latavia and Latoya. Like, now I remember. Let's not forget. That's what we talk about on this channel. Not forgetting. No erasure here. But like this family is literally like Black American royal dynasty. Are they not? They're really a treasure to me. I really just want to start off and say that this album is perfect. It is seamless from start to finish. There's not a single bad critique. However, I do want to start off and say that like all of us, myself included, really need to not react to music so quickly. That includes any form of entertainment, TVs, movies. With music, I really feel like you need to like listen to the album from start to finish at least 4 times. Like marinate it, like let the album sit for like a week within you. Like put a lid on, turn the heat down, and just let it simmer. Let it stew. Like absorb everything that the universe is sending to you through the artist. Because I will say, my visceral reaction to the album was, what the fuck? This is not the seat at the table. Am I lying? Did not half of y'all feel like that? Let an artist try new shit. You are not entitled to anything. Solange says, I'm speaking right now. And I was like, okay, I'm here. What you gotta say? I'm listening. And I said, okay, I'm listening. And damn, she is so brilliant. I really felt this Houston woman telling us her explorations and experiences growing up in Houston, it's really cool to hear about another Black American's experience, because even as us identifying all as Black, we constantly say like we're not a monolith. So I am different from a Nigerian, I am different from a Jamaican. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just also to say like I'm different from you. And even in Black American culture, there's differences. We're not a monolith even in that sense. So it's really refreshing and super dope to kind of hear through an artist's storytelling in this form about her Black American experience in this country. I really love the authenticity in this album. Everyone's life can be an album or a movie. Everyone's life is interesting. Everyone's life has value. Everyone has a story. So the best thing to do really is just tell your truth. Tell your story. Don't worry about telling someone else. And I really felt that from Solange album. I really feel like she was telling her authentic, true story. So I'm going to start discussing the songs in the album. I'm not going to go through every single song in the album because I feel like that would be a really long video, and I kind of just want to give you the highlights for me, which pretty much was most of the songs in the album. But the way she started off with things I imagined, it was like some fairy tale, whimsical, kind of like Alice in Wonderland, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory type shit. Like, coming to my world, like, let me take you on this journey, like, just alluring, like, very Wizard of Oz. Like, I really, really appreciated that. Like, she literally was setting the tone of things I imagine, and you're about to listen. It was good. It was good. It was really good. Like, she really was just gonna like levitate you off your ass and take you through this journey of Houston. It was good. It was like some Prince shit, really. Very much like Prince. Down with the Click. For some reason, I got like this kind of like Price and Right feel. Like, dum dum, down 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 down, I don't know. There's just like my visceral reaction, like my initial listen, like just reminded me of some Price is Right type stuff. That's all. That's all. But it initially got into the groove and really kind of just set the tone right after that interlude of like, okay, we about to start rolling. Okay, down with you, down with you. Just like easing me. Like, I was nervous coming into this like new land and exploring this place, and she was like, no, you're gonna be down with the Click. You're gonna be down. Okay, all right. I'm down with you. And she took us to the show, way to the show. I really was getting like this 80s galactic feel from it. With just like this easy kind of flow. Like I said, she's still just easing us into this land. Great song for like road tripping. Oh, call me even on the way to the show. Way to the show. Okay, I'm still working on the lyrics, okay? Sue me. Solange is also, I just sign on that. Solange is so brilliant, and I feel like she sets up in this manner where she's like, you gonna look at my lyrics. Like, I think as an artist, she understands, like, there's the power in that, and, like, also, like, oh, if you really want to hear me, you'll listen to, like, you'll look and listen to what I'm saying if you really value what I'm speaking about. And it's like, oh, I like that. I like that. I don't know if that's conscious or not, but it's working. So Dreams was really good. It was kind of like my dreams have come a long way to get me here. Kind of like to show like the manifestation that needs to take for your dreams to come true. Like, dreams have come a long way. Like, they will get you here to where you come. Like, I like that. And then the little interlude that I really appreciate is Do Nothing Without Intention. Agreed. People really need to start thinking before they speak. Like, you have a brain. You could use it. You have a filter. You are sober. Do nothing without intention. And like I said, of course, honestly, I think a lot of people apply that to their actions, but I also think people should apply that more to when they're speaking as well. Almeida, which is interesting because I live in the Bay Area and there's a city called Alameda. So I'd be looking at it, the song title, and I kept thinking like this song is this misspelled because Alameda is Alameda, and there's no A after the L in Alameda the song title, and I kept thinking I swear she's not talking about the Bay. Like, where is it? Apparently, it's a shopping mall that she used to frequent when she was a teenager growing up in Houston. But this song is so freaking pro black. It is an anthem. I wish this song would have came out during the summertime. I know that loads and loads and loads of people are gonna be banging and knocking this song. It's talking about black culture, black love, black happiness. Like these are black owned things. Black faith still can't be washed away. Oh my gosh. And it's got such a good like trappy. It's slightly like melodic even. The beat just sounds like butter. Like it's just so like mm, mm. It's really freaking good. Um, a lot of these songs in the album don't really have too much radio play, unfortunately, just because of the systems that we live in. Especially like a artist about Solange talking about some black shit. We all know what happens when that happens. Look at Beyonce. Only certain people can appreciate it, which is totally fine. I don't think she has a problem. I think she has a lot of artistry that she knows is for a certain audience. Um, and she's not trying to appeal to the mainstream audience. She's speaking to a certain specific person. But this song, at least I could see them potentially playing on the radio. This song probably has the most like mainstream radio appeal, which is dumb, but I do think like people deserve to get acknowledged on a larger scale, for sure. So my skin, my logos, I was a bit taken aback when I heard her not singing, not like overtly singing. And I thought maybe, okay, I'm gonna ride this and she's gonna start singing. But she never really like sung, and I think that's really dope. I know initially when Beyonce kind of when she started doing that a few years ago, I used to have a problem with it, but it was almost like you've heard me sing, now you're gonna hear me like speak, and it's like, ooh, I like that. And she never, like I said, she never stopped kind of doing this like more so spoken word, it really helped me. It's interesting because this was probably one of the most lyrically clear songs that I was able to understand, so I really did appreciate that. And what was dope was that Gucci Mane was on the song. I'm not hella familiar with Gucci Mane in like more just in a broad sense, but it's really dope that she's really shining the light on rap and showing that rap was a part of her upbringing in Houston. And it's so, and I also want to just say specifically Southern rap, and I also think it's really dope that someone of her artistry kind of like is shining a positive light on rap. I think a lot of people, when you get into this more abstract celestial type of work, they tend to be like, that's not, I wasn't a part of that, you know. And she's like, no, like I'm black, I listen to rap, that's a part of who I am, and that influences my sound right now. It's like, I appreciate that. It's really refreshing actually. And then we got to Benz. Kind of reminded me of Beyonce's like 6-inch nail, Beyonce's 6-inch heels, where she's like, doom, 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 doom. At the Benz, had to like, doom, 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 doom. Yeah, I don't know. That's trying to. Oh, sometimes people really just always be trying to connect it back to Beyonce, but Solange just completely doing her own thing. But I will say that it's nice to kind of hear these two versions of a similar experience. Like they both grew up in the same household, and they both, of course, were listening to the same music, were raised by the same parents, so their experience are of similar. Just their interpretation is so refreshing. But this was a nice wake up song after Jared, because it was kind of like, okay, okay, bitch, shake that nigga off. Let's go get this coin. You know, like, um, I'm sure we've all kind of had those type of moments where it's like, all right, I learned my lesson. Move on. What's next? Like, you know, Jared was kind of like, all right, he don't love me no more. Moving on to this Benz. Sound of Rain was super dope. And in the Bay Area, it's actually been like really rainy and gloomy for the past like 5 months, like just ugly. So this is a really nice song to listen to at the evening time when it's dark. You got the window open, you can like hear the raindrops. Like the song is really good. Also just feel like it was like a 3 course meal. Like, and there's a lot of songs that are kind of like that that change up within the song where you're like, is this a new song? But like, oh, this is the same song. Like, she literally gave us like 3 different vibes in the same song. It really reminded me of Travis Scott's last album. I know artists have been doing this recently, and more artists have just in Travis Scott, but that just reminded me off the top of my head, whose album was very similar in the sense of like, is the song changing? No, the song wasn't changing. It was just some new shit, and I appreciate it. And then her final song she ends with is I'm a Witness. Um, Destiny's Child used to have like a lot of gospel inspired, kind of gospel influence, or just straight up gospel songs at the end of their album. And to me, this was reminding me of like, this is Solange's interpretation or version of a gospel song. I'm a Witness. It was giving me very much like Sunday, spring kind of afternoon at church. And I really love like the overall message that she was giving to me. She was kind of like, I'm here so you can do this too, but not like in a like, you could do this too. What's wrong with you? Put yourself by the bootstraps. It's more like, what can I do to help you? I'm here for your mind, body, and soul. Like, I'm a witness. Like, she literally, in the song, I feel like she's literally reaching back to us and being like, how can my vessel be of assistance to you? Like, because I'm a witness. Oof. But overall, in all, this album was so good. So good. Just so freaking, like, brilliant. I have been to Texas twice before, but both times in the Dallas area, and it really was like, now Houston is added onto my list of places that I gotta see in Texas, that I gotta go to, American cities. Like, there's so much of the South that me personally have not experienced. I haven't been to like New Orleans and Atlanta and Houston, and like this album got me like, dang, I wanna go and physically be in this like kind of euphoric fairy tale land that Solange painted for us, and it was really freaking good, really freaking interesting. Tell me what you guys think about her album. Did you listen to her album? Let's start a conversation. I would love to hear other people's thoughts, because one thing I really do love about albums is especially when artists stay quiet about their artistry, it leaves it up to every other person around them to interpret it as such. So I really do would love to hear how you guys interpreted the album. One side note I did want to say about that is that Solange, I was reading something on someone's social media that Solange did like a live, and she constantly talked about repetition in her album. A lot of like things I imagine, and a lot of the other songs, like she's constantly repeating like the same things. Another reason, the reason why she said she did that was because it's kind of like that's how you memorize things. That's how things get kind of ingrained in you. So I really love the idea of like saying something over and over until you believe it. Kind of like a mantra even. And that thing kind of just, that repetition really does stay as a current theme throughout the album, from, like I said, from things I imagine to kind of like dreams. And Almeida, when she's constantly talking about black and brown. I really like that idea, and that holds true. A lot of people, you know, look in the mirror and have to constantly remind themselves and tell themselves that they are worthy of love, that their blackness is beautiful, that they can fucking go out and have meaningful friendships, and that they can freaking just conquer the day, that they can't even just get up out of the bed. For real, for real. So I really do love that idea of the repeating in the album, repetition, and that is one thing I appreciate Solange sharing to us. So that way, I'm able to kind of appreciate her art even more. But I'm really excited to get this channel off the ground. I am excited, nervous. This will be a learning experience for all of us here. So we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.